How's it going, everyone? My name's Andy, and as you can tell, I am on the Adamant channel. Thank you to Tyler again for letting me join this channel and help him out with some Pokemon content. Today, we are going to go over a team that I happen to get top 15 with. Yes, top 15. I'm going to show you that right now on screen while we're getting this loaded. This was what I got to at the peak of my performance with this team for Series 6. And so now we're going to go back into the game here, and we're going to go over the team. So my first member, I knew when I was going to make a team for Series 6, I needed Talonflame. Obviously the best Tailwind setter now that we don't have Whimsicott. So we've got Tailwind, we've got Taunt, we have Brave Bird, and Flare Blitz. And this Talonflame is specifically meant to counter Trick Room with Taunt, as it has Safety Goggles as the item. Next, we've got Politoed. It's got Drizzle as its ability, Sitrus Berry. It's got Perish Song, Protect, Scald, and Helping Hand. Great way to help out our next member, who is Ludicolo. One of my favorite rain setters is Politoed, and one of my favorite rain abusers is Ludicolo. So I knew that without Togekiss, I could freely run Ludicolo in this format. So we've got Energy Ball, Scald, Fake Out, and Protect, and then we have a Life Orb, Max Speed, Max Special Attack Ludicolo. Very, very good against Primarina, great against Colossal, great against opposing Politoads, lots of stuff out there. Next, we've got Urshifu, one of my favorite Pokemon of Sword and Shield, especially the Isle of Armor. And we have a kind of different build. We have an Assault Vested build with Wicked Blow, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, and Close Combat. Next, we have Sylveon. It's got Pixilate as its ability, Throat Spray is the item, and it's got Protect, Hyper Voice, Quick Attack, and kind of a cool tech of mine is Charm. Can help really well against Pokemon like Rhyperior, who are slower than Sylveon, and if your opponent happens to leave it alone, you can Charm something down and lower its attack. And the last but not least, the main member of our team is Dracozolt. And this Dracozolt has the ability Hustle. It's got a weakness policy. Now this is a very, very defensive Dracozolt to take hits and then activate weakness policy and dish out hits. So we've got Bolt Beak, Dragon Claw, and we got High Horsepower and then Protect for nice round out of the moves. Now the main strategy of this team is to Quick Attack, activate your own weakness policy, and then start to obliterate things. You can max Quake to raise your defense, you can max Dragon to lower their attack, or you could just max Electric for this huge amount of damage. So without further ado, let's get into some games here. That also had the code at the bottom, so I'm going to add that into the description if anyone's wondering. You are welcome to copy the team. It's very, very cool, and I hope you check it out. We're going to go back to Ranked. So I haven't played in a couple days since I got to where I was. We'll click no. They can watch the video to check it out. And our standing is 65 or 657. So we're gonna go. It's the Dallas Regionals team. I just haven't changed the name, and we're 31 and 18. So let's do a couple games with this team just so you guys can understand how it works, more about it, and how you can play it if you want to. Some of the players that I ended up facing were anywhere from number 11 was the best guy I faced to number 10,000, which was kind of crazy. And I kept winning and winning and winning. We got all the way up to, I believe, 18 wins and like 5 losses. So we've won and lost quite a few since then, but we are here to take more time with this team and check out some Series 6 battles. So as we see, my opponent has a Porygon Z and no redirection. They've got a Conkeldurr, a Dracovish, they have a Talonflame, a Gastrodon, and a Arcanine. So I'm going to start with the Dracozolt here and the Talonflame. Pretty standard start that I have for most leads. we are going to put Sylveon in the back, as it's very good for a lot of their members, and then definitely bringing Ludicolo to handle both the Gastrodon, the Arcanine, and the Talonflame. So yeah, good luck to my opponent, and let's see a good game. So you guys may remember my first appearance on the Metamon channel was with Tyler on our rain team that we created. So I'm still using a rain team. No difference there, but it is going to be very different from the last time you saw me, as this is a more offensive team. Let's do the... I didn't see anything on his team that resists dragon, so let's go for the dragon attack. And let's prioritize, let's try and double up on the Porygon Z. Let's try and do that. My opponent's probably going to set Tailwind here, so... Ooh, and we get a nice attack onto this Gastrodon here. So it's a good thing we didn't use the Max Electric. As our Dracozolt maxes here. Our purple dragon, as I like to call him, Barney. So, for those of you on Metamon channel, we are gonna focus primarily on Pokemon, you know, the Draft League, the Series 6, all of those. If you are into any specific Nintendo games, such as like Mario games, Zelda games, you'll want to go check out my channel, and I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. That's going to be the Our Dad Plays channel. Again, that's more for the Nintendo games, not specifically Pokemon. But here on the Metamon channel, it's specifically Pokemon, trying to get everybody better at the game. Looks like my opponent's going to opt for Dracovish. I'm just gonna knock that out, and I'm gonna go into, I don't know if I want to attempt Tailwind. I'm gonna attempt to set Tailwind. Okay, so he does go for the taunt. That's okay. Looks like they're running a similar set. Dragon Rush activates our weakness policy, gets a critical hit. That's a little unfortunate for us. So our Tailwind is shut down there, as we get the knockout on the Dracovish. So our opponent has the Talonflame at -2 now, which is really, really good for us. We still have our Dracozolt. We're doing okay. As Porygon Z is their last Pokemon. I think we prioritize taking out Porygon Z. Obviously, I think they're going to max. So we are going to Brave Bird into their Porygon Z. We'll leave the Talonflame alone for right now. They look like they're against the wall, but Porygon Z has done some amazing work in the past, so we'll see how it works here. That critical hit was pretty unfortunate for us, I'm not gonna lie, and he did call our Tailwind with the taunt there, so that was good. We're gonna Max Guard, hopefully see a Max Strike into it, as we see Brave Bird from their Talonflame connect onto our Talonflame, do a little bit, but with the previous Max Wormwinds, we are going to take those hits pretty well. Brave Bird does come off, does quite a bit of damage to the Porygon Z, as we are going to attempt to double. Let's try and take out the Talonflame, I guess. Brave Bird does come off into our Talonflame, taking us out, and that's going to be Talonflame down. And finally, Max Strike is going to take us out. Alright. So they have one more turn of their Dynamax. Their Tailwind just wore out. I think the odds of them going into Sylveon are pretty high, so I am actually going to protect Sylveon, and I'm going to Scald into the Talonflame. Now at -2, I'm really hoping that Ludicolo will survive a Brave Bird. If my opponent Tailwinds, it could be a misplay on their end. Both of my guys are slower. I'm prioritizing not using Fake Out because I don't want them to just have the Talonflame attack me next turn. So we are going to see the Brave Bird come off. I'm hoping we survive that. And we do. We barely survived that with our Ludicolo, and that's going to let us get a Scald off next turn. As they do target the Sylveon, it does a little under half, or under a quarter, or maybe a little over a quarter. It is going to get our speed to drop. But I'm pretty confident in our ability to win at this point. We're going to take out this Talonflame, and it is now a 2v1. So my opponent's Porygon Z was able to bring them close to victory here. But their Dynamax is now over, and we're going to get to fire off 2 attacks. So, and they're going to have to pick which one they target. So we're going to Energy Ball here. Does a little more damage, and we're definitely Hyper Voicing here. So this showcases the team pretty well. As you saw, we got the Weakness Policy boost, and we were able to one-shot the Dracovish, so that was very nice. We got to see the Talonflame, we got to see the Brave Bird come off. We didn't get to see Tailwind, so that kind of did us in, but this chip damage on the Porygon Z was very crucial. It's going to end up helping us out quite a bit. As they are going to protect, scout out what we're going to do. Unless they have a spread move, I don't think they can come back from this. So we are going to make the same play, Energy Ball and Hyper Voice, and hopefully that'll give us game. Very cool team. As you can see, we are kind of utilizing a lot of our Pokemon in different ways than you've seen in the past, as it looks like they opt for taking out Ludicolo. So we're going to see how much Hyper Voice does here. Yeah, it should take it out. It's a single target Pixilate boost. Awesome, and that's going to give us a victory over Porygon Z and this person's team. So thank you, Chase. That was a great game. You almost clutched it out, almost. So we are going to do at least one more game with this team. So let's continue battling here. Puts us down to 488. We'll do the Mustard theme song. So yeah, as you can see, I've got 32 wins right now and 18 losses. We were able to get quite a few wins before the losses. In the very beginning of the format, this team was absolutely destroying everything. Got all the way up to 15. Got a little too ambitious, started playing more games than I should have, and then dropped a little bit, but I feel that this team is still very, very good, especially if you're not, if you're looking for a more consistent team. So our second opponent of the day has a Goodra, a Liepard, Milotic, a Arcanine, Sylveon, and Ferrothorn. So immediately I see that Liepard as a threat. I'm going to start Ludicolo. Gives us a couple options against some of his guys. I'm also going to start Talonflame. Or maybe I want to start... Ludicolo could be a good start. And then why don't we bring Dracozolt in back and Urshifu. Urshifu is our answer to not only the Sylveon through Iron Head, but it also is our answer to Ferrothorn if it gets set up too fast. Let's lock into that. So we're going to start the Talonflame Ludicolo. Hopefully they don't start the Goodra lead. It's not out of the question, but it would be kind of difficult for our Ludicolo. As we do see the Liepard Goodra. Okay. Alright, here. That's A-okay. I am going to... I think I'm going to opt for Tailwind. And I am going to... what are the odds they max? If they max, it might be pretty good for me. So let's Energy Ball on the Liepard, just in case they max. And it looks like they do opt for the Dynamax. Okay. Goodra. This appears to be a fake Tears Goodra team, so I'm hoping they let us get that Tailwind off for free. As they do fake out into the Talonflame. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. They get a critical hit on that one. We do get an Energy Ball off. This is going to do quite a bit of damage to the Liepard, as it takes it down to its Focus Sash. Excellent. Life Orb ticks away, and we see a Max Lightning go into our Talonflame. Alrighty there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring out our Dracozolt. We're going to bring out our Dracozolt here. And we're going to protect. We're going to let them get off our weakness policy. And so we're going to protect here, and then we're going to... they have a Milotic and they have an Arcanine. So just in case they switch into Arcanine, I don't think they're going to switch into Milotic. I'm going to Scald the Liepard, just in case. I think they're going to fake Tears, though. And this should work out in our favor. So Protect goes off. No switches for my opponent. As we do see a Charm. Wow, that was very interesting. Okay. Scald does come off and take out the Liepard, so that's going to be awesome for us. And we should see a Max Wormwind into our Dracozolt. Max Wormwind does come off here. Does about 25%, and that's going to activate our weakness policy. So that's going to bring us to +1 after the Max Wormwind, and I'm hoping they don't bring out Arcanine here, because that would bring us back to neutral. But it's not the end of the world if they do. So this Dracozolt spread is specifically made to outspeed a Goodra by 1 point. So that's going to be super cool if we can get that off. I am going to opt for taking out the Sylveon. And then I am going to Scald into the Goodra, because we should be faster than the Goodra. If this works out the way I want it to, we should knock out Sylveon, then we'll get another hit, and we can knock out the Goodra while it's not Dynamaxed. I don't want to set off any potential weakness policies, however they might be activating their own with Quick Attack. So that's something to consider. Scald does come off. Let's get a burn. Let's see a burn. Yeah. Unnecessary. I think it's a special attacker, but that's still nice. It is faster. Okay. So it does get off a hit. We live with 22 HP. Excellent for us. And we're hopefully going to get this Max Electric off. I don't think the Sylveon outspeeds us. Okay. That's great for us. As the Max Electric just one-shots the Sylveon, flat out. Burn is going to take a little bit away from that Goodra. As my opponent's last Pokemon is Ferrothorn. Of course it's Ferrothorn. Okay. So they have a little bit faster Goodra than I'm typically used to. I am going to attempt to max Wormwind, and I am going to switch into Urshifu. So I will say right now, I currently have a little bit of issues with Ferrothorn. I do have two very effective ways to take it out, but that doesn't mean that it's 100% effective, you know? There are always flaws in strategies, so that's one thing to consider. Iron Defense does come up, and this is the set that I've been running into a couple of issues with. Alright, we are going to bring out our Ludicolo here. As we are going to fake out the Ferrothorn, and we are going to Wicked Blow the Ferrothorn before it gets too many Iron Defenses off. Iron Barbs is going to damage us a little bit. We're going to see who they target with the Dragon Pulse, or if they opt for Draco Meteor. Wicked Blow does come off. Does a little under half to him. Dragon Pulse comes off into the Urshifu. That's good for us. We have the Assault Vest. We're going to be able to take that hit really well. So they are a leftover set on the Ferrothorn. I am going to Scald into the Ferrothorn, attempting for a burn, and I'm going to Wicked Blow into the Goodra and try and take it out. I'm thinking we might double the Goodra here, actually. This is going to be close. I think our best bet is to Scald the Goodra and yeah, I'm not sure. I think my opponent might have this one. We're going to see how much Close Combat does to the Ferrothorn. Close Combat leaves him with a little bit, and the Scald's going to come off. Iron Barbs. Scald comes off. Scald does pick up the KO on the Ferrothorn. Let's see who they target here. There's a critical hit. Great for us. If they target the Urshifu like they should, we might have an issue. But if they target the... yeah. Correctly reading that Urshifu is the threat here. If we had Ice Beam, we'd be in a better scenario. However, we do not have Ice Beam, so we're not in a great scenario here, as our options are to Scald and hope that he can't KO us. So yeah, looks like our opponent's going to get the win on this one. What ended up being the difference was I believe the Ferrothorn. The Ferrothorn was just, I didn't want to leave it alone, just in case our opponent got off another Iron Defense or a Body Press. So, hindsight, we should have tried to preserve the Talonflame if we had seen the Max Electric coming. So we're gonna go on to a third game here. We have time for a third game. So that showcased a little bit of the weakness of this team as Ferrothorn. So if you want to, you can try and work this team around what is best suited for your taste and for your playstyle. I've seen lots of people do it before. As our last opponent for the day is going to be Alex at rank 4,600. Alright, so they have a very odd team. They have double Intimidate, They have a Rotom, Mo. They have a, looks like a Durant, a Gastrodon, and a Noivern. So I'm actually going to start Talonflame here. I feel pretty comfortable starting Talonflame and Ludicolo. This gives us an answer to both of their Intimidate options. And in the back, we're going to bring Urshifu. It's just a great option for all of his guys. I'm able to critical hit. And I'm thinking we go with Sylveon, as long as we don't run into... maybe Dracozolt's better. Dracozolt seems to wall some of his Pokemon pretty well, so why don't we bring Dracozolt instead of Sylveon? This way we have a little bit better match against some of his guys. And we are going to lock into that. This gives us a late Dynamax option for the Dracozolt as well if we need to. So 9 times out of 10, when you play this team, you're going to end up starting with Talonflame. The Tailwind option is so good right away. You have a Taunt option if you think your opponent's going to set Tailwind or set Trick Room. So that's really nice, and it's really good for stopping Will-O-Wisp. I've done that a couple times. Very, very good all-around Pokemon. As we do see the Noivern and Gastrodon. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here is we are going to Tailwind. And we're going to Fake Out. I think the odds of them maxing Noivern is pretty low. So let's do that. And then the worst the Gastrodon could do is Scald our Talonflame. Yeah, or just switch out. Yeah. As Arcanine does come in. I highly doubt the Noivern maxes here. It could, and it could give our Ludicolo lots of trouble, but I don't think it Dynamaxes. As we do see the Fake Out into the Noivern. Tailwind for us. And that was a pretty great turn. So we are going to now Taunt the Noivern, that way they can't Tailwind as well. And I think what we do is we protect our Ludicolo here. I think we go for a Protect with our Ludicolo. I don't know if they... This might be a good opportunity for us to switch into Dracozolt. Actually, I don't think the Arcanine Will-O-Wisps are Ludicolo in anticipation of me switching. That seems like a really gutsy play on their end if they do that. It seems like a, yeah, switch back into Gastrodon and Tailwind probably. Okay. So we see the Taunt come off. That is going to stop any potential Tailwind near as they try and go for that. Awesome. We're actually going to Taunt into that slot now as we max Wormwind into the Noivern. We're going to try and take that out. They didn't have any switches on their team, and it looks like they're staying in, so they're just going to take a max Wormwind to the face. The reason I'm taunting onto the Gastrodon is mainly to stop any protects, just in case. Or if they have some weird move, Recover. It's really nice to stop Recover. Also, I didn't really want to break my Gale Wings yet. As we do see the Taunt come off and the Max Wormwind into the Noivern. We're going to take it out. We didn't actually get to see if our opponent had a Focus Sash, but I assume that's what they had on Noivern. Our Fake Out was able to break the Sash, if that's the case. We do see an Earth Power, and unfortunately for them, that's going to activate our Weakness Policy. Our Weakness Policy? Oh, gotta love Weedle Twin Needle. Alright. So, I'd like you to, if you're watching this and you're seeing this right now, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the team, if you like it, if you hate it, if you absolutely adore it, if you're going to use it for yourselves. Just let me know, because I really would like to hear that. This team was actually all my creation. I didn't have any help on this one, so that was really cool. But Yeah, we're going to go for Max Quake here onto the Arcanine. And, yeah, I really like this team. I really enjoy using it. It's a very fun team to use. It's got answers for almost every team out there. I've got answers for Colossal, answers for Porygon Z, answers for Trick Room, so it's really well balanced, and I really encourage you guys to try it. As we do see the Dynamax from our opponent. I wonder if they're going to Dynamax their Arcanine. Oh, it's in a Cherish Ball. It's got to be Gastrodon, yeah. So we are going to raise our special defense here with our Dracozolt, which should allow us to survive another hit from this Gastrodon. As the Brave Bird is going to take a little bit away from it. He cannot Max Guard, I believe, because we taunted him. As Max Quake just obliterates Arcanine. Get out of here. I'd also like to hear in the comments if you'd like me to come back for more videos on this channel. I think it's really cool that Tyler gave me the opportunity to show off this team. Again, I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of what I've done with it. I'm probably going to be making more edits and exploring some even more interesting Pokemon for Series 6. And so if you guys would like to see more content for that, please let me know. Leave a like. Again, follow my YouTube. Follow Tyler's YouTube if you haven't already, Metamon. And looks like our... Oh no. Our opponent's last Pokemon is Durant, and that is just going to get destroyed. I'm just gonna Wormwind into the Gastrodon here. Try and go for the maximum damage output. If the Durant doesn't protect, it is mega gone. Okay, good. Good choice, buddy. Good choice. Let's see if our Wormwind can take him out here. We are at +1. This is a more defensive build than offense, so let's see. That's a very bulky Gastrodon too, so... This is another main reason why I wanted to save the Ludicolo for a later match, or for a later encounter. Looks like they are going to go for the Max Quake. It is going to take out my Dracozolt. That's A-okay with me. Dracozolt did more than its job. Salutes to Barney as he says goodbye. And we send out Ludicolo. And I think my opponent's in a world of hurt here. They kind of have no answer to either of these Pokemon. We are going to Energy Ball into the Gastrodon and Flare Blitz into the Durant as he attempts to double protect, does not get it. Bam. Durant goes down. One shot. That critical hit didn't matter. I'm sorry, dude, but no. Energy Ball. And that's going to take out the Gastrodon, and that's going to be the end of these 3 games. So we went 2-1. Showcased some of the abilities of this team, some of the Pokemon and what they do and what they can do. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks again. Bye.